Alright, I'm finally getting around to making a video about my 2003 Jeep TJ. What basically happened here is my winch is, obviously as you can tell, rusted out. It's no good. I'm going to be replacing it. This actually did work when I bought the car, but it was always kind of rusted and gross looking. And then I took this thing off-road and kind of submerged the Jeep underwater, believe it or not, and I didn't realize that this wasn't waterproof. And this is the solenoid. I destroyed this thing, and it's rusted out. It's still wet in there. There's mud. So I figured since I got a new winch coming in, I was going to repaint the bumper. And I figured while I'm at it, I might as well give my whole front end kind of a refresher. So I've got new headlights coming in. I got black O-rings coming in. And I've got the vent covers. And once I get done repainting the bumper, installing the new winch, doing the headlights, this should look pretty awesome. This is the stuff that I have so far. Here's the vents. So the vents are going to go on like this. And they'll, so, you know, anybody that has a Jeep TJ knows, without these on there, I constantly have leaves and stuff all in there. And here's the O-rings. And here's the paint that I'm going to be using to paint the bumper. And look at that, there's a silver TJ right on there. Alright, so I sprayed a little WD-40. These three bolts snapped out pretty easily. These were 19s, this is a 16. There's three more just like this on the other side. And then under here, big old Torx bolt. And these always make me nervous when these get rusty. And this is a T55. So fortunately I do have a T55 in my arsenal. And we're going to see if we can pop this thing out without any problems. Oh, it's turning. Okay. Alright. Looks like this one's in the clear. Oh, okay. That was a good crack. That one's coming off too. Alright, we're in good shape. Alright, I've got all the bolts out. I've disconnected the winch from the battery. And as I was doing that, I happened to actually notice this. I don't think it's going to be a problem, but this is being routed through the grill, the power for the winch. When I put these guys on, I'm probably not going to be able to fit a wire through here. But I did notice, it looks like Jeep has little holes that you could use, and they used it for the ground, but for the positive, they went through the grill. But I did also notice that on this side, there is another hole right there that I could probably end up using. We'll see when I get there. But for now, I'm just going to pull this bumper off. Oh man, this thing's heavy. Woo! Alright, not going to lie, that's pretty cool looking. Kind of looks like an old school, one of those Willys, right? Alright, I've got the front end taped off. And I'm pretty much going to just spray the truck bed covering all here. I'm going to cover everything up. Some rusty bolts and stuff. I'm going to take care of that. So I did a couple coats and it looks really good. And then it rained pretty hard last night, so it's wet now. The headlights came in. New headlights. So I'm going to throw those on now. You can see this headlight in particular is super just foggy. So the included instructions are for a Jeep JK. We're obviously working on a TJ, so these won't really apply to us, but they're really not much different other than the fact it looks like on the JK you have to take the entire front grille off. Whereas with the TJ, we took the frame off. There were three T15 Torx screws here, and then in here, there's one here, there's one here, there's four more T15 Torx screws. Once you pop this frame off, back here, you just pop off the connection to the back of the headlamp, and you'll be able to install the new one. So the new ones came with this adapter, which I don't believe we even need, because it looks like our plug matches the plug that's back here, whereas it looks like this might be for a different application. Another interesting feature about the new headlamps are these two vents here that I actually didn't even know were on here until I was reading the instructions. And what the instructions say is that you could actually pop those off and it will remove moisture and condensation from within the headlamp. That's a really cool feature, and I didn't even know it was on there. For comparison's sake, the new headlamp and frame compared to the old one, obviously a little bit more of a modern look. Looks like he got a black eye, got in a fight. One thing to note if you're doing this frame around here, and I know it's hard to see in this lighting, but there's a silver frame going around the headlight. This actually keeps it in place. This is still silver. It doesn't bother me too much, but if you're going for an all black look, you might want to paint that. And here's the comparison with the headlights on. Obviously a big difference. Now, it's daytime, so this doesn't look quite as bright as that, but these are like projector headlights, so this is very like one directional. It's very bright if you get right in front of it. Alright, I've just applied the second coat of the truck bed paint. Looking real nice. And I actually have a lot left over, so a little added bonus here. I've masked off my door handle. A little tough to see in the shadow here, but there is rust going around here and kind of along in there. So I'm gonna coat it with some truck bed cover. Big day, people, big day. The winch is here. It's the Smittybilt X20, the X20 10,000. It's got a synthetic line, it's waterproof, and it's about to go on the Jeep. Alright, installation instructions. Dress properly. Basically, don't do this in your mudandis. Keep a safe distance. Well, you can't be too far away. Don't abuse the cord. Don't overwork the winch. And here it is, the refreshed nose on my TJ. That looks so much better. The paint I used on the bumper came out great. The headlamps with the black frames look fantastic. And I love these grill inserts. And to better protect this brand new winch, I got a cover for it, so let's see how this looks. Not too bad. I'll leave links for all the parts that I used in the description of this video. Everything from the headlamps, the rings, the paint that I used on the bumper, the winch and the cover, and these grill inserts. Oh, by the way, I mentioned earlier in the video, I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to wire it. You can see I got the negative going under here, and I got the positive going through that original hole that they used on the last winch. So I think that looks pretty good. So what do you think, guys? Does it look better?